Hello everyone, welcome back or welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the do's and don'ts of being an ensemble member. Number one is take notes at all times. Even if a note is not directed specifically to you, write it down because it can be helpful for you in the future. And if you're ever in a position where you're in a lead role or you're working with this director again, having the knowledge of what they do and do not like can be super helpful for sparking their interest and making them think, oh, this person remembers something about my preferences of acting. I really like that. I'm gonna go cast them again. Taking notes can also be super helpful if you ever plan on being a Broadway swing, because that is pretty much half of the job of a Broadway swing, is writing down the pathways of whatever their tracks are. For those of you who don't know what a swing is basically an actor that has a few tracks. A track is an actor's pathway. So like, say the show Hamilton, the bullet is one track, because that actor goes from this place to this place to that place. So a swing in Hamilton would have multiple tracks of Woman 1, Bullet, Alexander Hamilton, things like that. And a swing would have multiple tracks and would memorize multiple tracks, and on any given day could be any of the tracks that they've memorized. Number two is always be kind to your fellow actors and your tech people. Most of the time in community theater, they normally have some tech people also doubling as ensemble and vice versa. So the better you are to the tech people, the more that they will remember you. And theater is so small, word gets around if you're not nice. And word gets around if you're nice too. But when a director is asking around about a person, they don't want to hear that they were crabby to the tech people. They want to hear that they were helpful and that they were kind and generous and someone they want to be around, especially if you're auditioning for a touring company when you're basically family with the actors around you because you're traveling across the country and across the world together. Number three, always be on time, no matter what, no excuses. Number four is always ask questions. I know that in society, for some reason, we are very against asking questions and asking for help, but truly, if you do not understand a step, you're not going to magically get it one day. And if you're continually doing a step or a blocking wrong, that's what your muscle memory is going to keep. So always ask questions if you're confused on something, just to clarify, so that when you are practicing at home and you're doing the step that you're having trouble on, you can have something to fall back on so that you know that you're not putting into your muscle memory an incorrect step. Number five is nourish yourself. I cannot express enough how much what you put into your body and what you do to your body affects your rehearsals and your performances. Talk to a nutritionist and ask what you need to fuel your body and what you need to keep yourself going if you are a very busy person like a lot of actors are. Okay, now that we've talked about all of the do's, let's talk about the don'ts, because I think that they're just as important as the do's. Number one is don't use your phone for notes. Don't use your computer for notes. Don't use your iPad for notes. Don't use electronics for notes. And I say this because you remember things much better if you write them down manually than if you put them into a phone and you just type it. This can also be used for memorizing lines, lyrics, even dance moves. If you are a person that memorizes dances via the names of the steps or your name for the steps, I use names for my own steps. Number two for don'ts. Maybe a little bit controversial in the modern world and a bit of a contradictory, knowing that I am making a YouTube video right now. Don't go on your phone while you're in rehearsal. Unless you have to text someone to come get you, obviously go on your phone then. But don't just go on Pinterest, don't just go on Instagram, because in order to learn something from an experience, you have to be present. And if you're on your phone and you're playing on social media or playing Candy Crush, you're not going to be present in the moment and you're not going to learn anything. And lastly, I'm going to say, don't leave your trash around the rehearsal spaces and the theater spaces. That is all I have for you all today. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something from this. If you did, comment down below what you learned. Comment down below some of your opinions on do's and don'ts of being an ensemble member. As always, I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you are filled with joy. And yeah, I will have all of my contact information down in the description below. I actually started a crochet business. If anyone's interested in commissioning me, I'll leave the link to the Instagram down below. And yeah, bye.